This month, we'd like you to meet Jerah. He's been producing original content for SPNN for over 4 years now and has recently embarked upon a new show idea. Ed Sanders caught up with him while at the Access Desk. So let's find out what's going on with Jerah, this month's awesome member.
I'm taking out a bunch of different stuff. I'm taking out the switcher along with 250 and some other mic equipment. Got the boom pole, hold over the head kind of deal. And
now, what are you going to be doing with this? I know you've been doing sometimes shows with bands and that sort of thing. Is that what you have in mind?
This is not that. This is going to be a cooking show, and it's still in the pre-production stages. This is basically kind of a pilot shoot, sort of a experimental kind of shoot, working with different restaurants and different cooks and different all kind of trying to meld it all together into something cohesive and kind of come up with a formula for my own style of a cooking show. So, well, you know, the production is similar, using a lot of the same equipment, really. I think the difference is the fact that you're working with heat and smoke and different things like that, so you have to...
Now, the heat and smoke is the bands, or is that the cooking?
That's the cooking show. Yeah, well, I mean, that can happen with the bands too, but it's more likely to happen with the cooking show, and that might mean that something's wrong if it's in the music place, unless they've got some kind of pyrotechnics going on. But yeah, so that you have to be... Location is a lot more important. I mean, you can really shoot bands just about anywhere. Put them out on the street, put them, you know, a music venue, bring them into the studio. That can go anywhere, but you have to have an actual, you know, kitchen kind of situation, or you can try to shoot outside. But you
barbecue shows, yeah.
Right, barbecue shows. But you know, then you're kind of battling the elements. Whereas, you know, with music, you're running through a PA, and you kind of can almost overcome the elements to a certain degree. So it's more about set and setting.
Now, where have you in the past did your music shows? I think you went to some pretty well-known locations, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we shot at First Ave, Fine Line, down here at Station 4. We've shot in a lot of music venues all over the city.
How do you go about doing that? Do you just walk in the door and tell the bar owner, hey, I want to shoot video, or do you have to set that up kind of ahead of time?
You know, I know people who've done it that way. That's not really my style. I usually you know the band, or know somebody in the band, or really like the band, and start you know, a dialogue with them first of all, and use that as sort of like a guiding direction for where they want to go with it. You know, if whether they want to do something that's going to be, you know, in studio or in, you know, a venue or whatever, and then you go and you talk to the venue and the.
What do you mean by the venue now?
Well, that could mean a lot of different things. You know, sometimes if it's a larger headlining kind of act, you have to get in touch with their managers or know somebody who's connected to them. Or if you're shooting, you know, if you're shooting somebody else in the show, because sometimes there's a lineup of bands, you may be shooting one person, and then, you know, you can ask them once you're in the venue if they want to be shot too. That's how I've got a lot of headlining acts. So.
Well, that raises a question. What about rights and copyrights and publishers and music and all that? How do you deal with those issues?
Well, I have a form that I have people sign. There's also there's a level of like, you're interviewing me here. You know, it'd be smart for you to have me sign something, but I'm obviously engaging with you. So there's a certain amount of, you know, I'm not saying, no. You know, if I'm doing this, now that I've done this, now this whole thing is over. Like, you can't use any of it. But, no, I mean, there's a certain element of engagement where they're obviously agreeing to be on camera, you know. So, but to protect yourself, it's good to get something signed. I mean, when I've shot, you know, bigger stars who have managers and who, you know, might call me and say, hey, how'd you get this footage? You know, if I didn't have an interview with them, it's really important to get you know, a contract, a release signed. You know, a lot of this stuff I haven't even tried to make any money off of. It was more for me and for documenting the local scene and being a part of that. So, you know, a lot of times people will come back to you and say that they want money for being on your show. Well, if there's no money, there's not really much to come after. You know, the worst thing that could happen is, you know, you'd have to take them out of the show. You know, it's kind of like cease and desist kind of thing. So.
Now, what was the name of your music show, and maybe it still be around, and what is going to be the name of your cooking show?
Cooking show, working title is Jelly Bean. That's very, you know, working.
May or may not end up that way.
Yeah.
Now, what was your show?
Do City Styles was the name of the hip hop show, and there was a couple other shows in there that were off and on productions that are no longer so.
Good luck to you on Jelly Bean, and anything else you'd say to our SPNN audience about your experience using our facilities and being a part of SPNN.
Yeah, I mean, SPNN is really great. I mean, I live in Minneapolis, and I've lived kind of all over the cities, and I really appreciate the facilities here. The new facilities, I guess they're not that new, but the last couple, 3 years, have been really great, and really enjoy working with the people here. So I highly recommend it if you want to get into video stuff. They've really upgraded their equipment, and it's really a great place to work. So.